welcome back to Brandon Sports for everybody. Hope you're having an amazing day. I'm here to go over my Saturday night's main event preview and predictions for John Cena's last match on December 13th, 2025. Before I get into the content, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more great content coming up. I'm going to get to the John Cena and the Gunther match last, but there are reports that that match is actually going to start the show. And I kind of disagree with that because when you look at John Cena, you look at a person who's going out of a company, I think they should always at least get the main event. Like Goldberg got the main event, even at WrestleMania kind of like, even though it was recorded, Undertaker got the main event, so just like different things like that, that to me make a difference. And I would like for John Cena to end the night, but I get it. I kind of get the angle that he's coming from. He wants the next generation to get the main event to continuously push forward and move forward without him. But I think for the celebration factor at the end of the show would be perfect for him, because he did say to Triple H the only thing that he had creative pull over was he did not want a tribute show. And I get it, because he even said on the Chris Van Vliet interview that it's one way he feels that it's going to be too much or they didn't do enough. And I get that kind of, it's an unbalance, so I get it. But I do think that he should main event this show last, because it's your last match. It's the last time we're going to see you active in the ring. You've promised that you're never going to come back, that your body, that you can't keep up, and all these different things. So I think that we should be able to celebrate John Cena at the end. But if it's his wish to start the show, to get to celebrate, to basically embrace the crowd one last time as an active wrestler, then so be it. But it's kind of like a somber kind of thing for me, because it's like it's been 23 years of John Cena, and the great thing was he debuted on my birthday in 2002, and every time my birthday comes, I just think about John Cena sometimes, like, man, he really debuted on my birthday in the WWE. I know he's been active wrestler since 1999, but it's just an amazing career. 17-time world champion, finally winning that Intercontinental Championship and becoming a Grand Slam champion was a great thing just to witness in his hometown. I know he probably didn't really care personally, just a championship, but he did say that it helps elevate a secondary championship like he tried to do with the United States Championship, and that he enjoyed losing it to Dominic Mysterio in his interview with Chris Van Vliet. So just overall, I'm appreciative of being able to watch his entire career from the start basically to now being the end, and just giving him his flowers, because to me, when it comes to John Cena, he really is the greatest of all time in this business. He did it the right way, never got in trouble outside of the company, never really had anything on him that was bad, because I don't like speaking about people's personal lives anyway, but when you look at John Cena as a role model, and like to me, John Cena and the LeBron James of the world are people who are true role models, now being Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns and WWE, but just in general, you look at these guys and you say, hey, wow, that's somebody who you would want your child or anybody else to look up to get motivation from. And John Cena's phrase saying never give up is kind of one of the best things in the world, because it's like, hey, no matter what you do, what you strive for, you just never ever want to give up. So I truly appreciate everything about John Cena and his career and everything that he's done for the WWE, because that's a hard schedule, especially back then in 2002, 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it just keeps going. The tours that they did, the house shows, everything that they did, they were on the road for over 300 days a year. It's 365 days in a year, 366, but all in all, it's just, man, like, to go through that grind, and for me to be able to sit up here and talk about it and just show my appreciation for the person, John Cena, as well as the wrestler, but also the man who you have respect for, is just a lot. So I'm truly looking forward to this weekend. And by the way, I know John Cena did say that this week it's going to be like canon. And canon basically means it's not going to be a part of the actual storylines on Raw and SmackDown. It's going to be like its own separate show. I think that's the best thing. So it's like, you don't really want to criticize it too much. I'm not going to criticize it like I do Raw and SmackDown. I'm going to give you my honest opinion, but I'm not going to rip it, and unless they just mess it all up, then that's different. But other than that, for this particular show, I'm just excited to see John Cena one last time. I know he's going against Gunther, which we'll get to, but I just had to open this to say I truly am very, very appreciative that I get to see John Cena's entire career. Because in the Attitude Era, when you're born late in the Attitude Era, you don't get to see, you don't remember every single thing that you watched. I started watching wrestling when I was 3 years old. So a lot of the things that I saw, you forget unless you go and rewatch it. But it's just like, man, I got to see John Cena's entire career being young in 2002 and seeing it all play out. So a tremendous respect to John Cena for everything that he's done for professional wrestling. I love professional wrestling. I love this business. I love football and basketball, but there's something about professional wrestling that just gets to me. It pulls at, you pulls at your heart a little bit. But John Cena, without a doubt, top 5 all time. You can say top 5, top 10, depending on what you like, what you don't like, whatever. But just as a person to represent a company, represent a franchise, like kind of like a football team or a basketball team, or just represent a whole entire league. I mean, John Cena represented the company, in my opinion, from when he won his first WWE Championship off of JBL in 2005, all the way up until about 2016, 17, 18. That's when he really started to kind of fade in the background, but he did it 2005, 2015, then 16, 17, 18. So for 10 years straight, John was the guy. So it's like just an amazing run, 23 years in total, but being the true face of the company for over a decade straight. And he got injured, but he come back as fast as he could, and just all the different things that goes with this. So I'm really, really glad that I got to see John Cena's career in full. And it was just a true blessing to be able to watch it, because I love this business. I love everything about professional wrestling, the ups, the downs, whatever it is. The shows may not be good, but you just love the business. I truly, truly love the business of professional wrestling. And yes, you can add sports entertainment, but I really do love professional wrestling. So that was for John Cena right there. I appreciate everything that he's done for the business and done for the company overall. So first we're going to do Bayley versus Soul Rika. And I'm not really familiar. I'm familiar with her finishing move. I don't really watch NXT like that, but I'm familiar with who she is, but not her character and what she is. But again, this is not going to be canon. It's going to be NXT versus WWE in a way, the next generation. But in this match, I believe that, I don't know if it's going to be outside interference. I don't know, just don't know, because it's not going to be canon. So it's like, do you want outside interference? Do you not want outside interference? What's going to happen? So for me, I think Bayley would want to put Soul Rika over, and I think that she's going to win this match based on her being young. Bayley might want to do the job, unless somebody backstage says, hey, no, we're just going to have Bayley just win. And if Bayley does win, I do think that they're going to probably stand up after the match and shake each other's hands, which will be a good thing for both of them. But truly, if you want the next generation to be here and be present, I think it would be good for Soul Rika to have this great match and win over Bayley. Now, again, if Bayley does win, I do think they'll shake hands. Even if Soul Rika wins, I think they'll both shake hands. But I do think in this situation, even though Bayley is still, in her prime and in the company, I don't think Bayley would have a problem putting over Soul Rika. So I'm going to take Soul Rika in this match. Next up, we have AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater for the World Tag Team Championships. Now, in this match, I do think AJ Styles and Dragon Lee are going to retain. I just think this match is to basically continuously to show Javon Evans up to the main roster because he's in NXT. And Leon Slater's in TNA. He's the TNA X Division champion. He's the only TNA person participating in this show. But overall, I think that obviously AJ Styles and Dragon Lee are going to retain. It's going to be a good match, especially with Javon Evans. He's a young dude who is the future of this business, everything that I see from him, I like. I mean, he's really dynamic. And the one thing I did like about him when he faced Randy Orton in that match in NXT, I did see it online, and he knew that he messed up the move when he's supposed to spin. And he was very, very apologetic, even though he didn't really have to be. It was just, it's a freak accident. People make mistakes all the time. But just to see him care like that, really, it's like, man, he really cares about the business. So to see him be this young, Javon Evans, and to be exciting and everything that just comes with him, I'm truly, truly am excited for this match, just to see what everything that he's going to do, especially with a guy like AJ Styles. Everybody knows who's been watching my Raw SmackDown reviews. You guys know how I feel about AJ Styles. I know he's in a World Tag Team title match. I think he should be singular and going after the world title, especially because he's getting down to retirement. But for this, I will say AJ Styles and Dragon Lee will retain against Javon Evans and Leon Slater. I'm excited to see Leon Slater too, because I know he's a good wrestler, but I just want to see him live and be able to watch it and judge for myself. But I know he does great work. But all in all, I think all these matches are going to be good, but I do think the outcome is going to be AJ Styles and Dragon Lee going to retain their World Tag Team Championships. Next up, we have Obafemi versus Cody Rhodes, NXT Champion versus WWE Champion. Now for me, this one was very, very tricky. And then the next one will be tricky. But this one is tricky for me because do you have, again, interference? Because do you have Drew McIntyre come out, hit the Claymore on Cody Rhodes, have Obafemi pin him, just take Obafemi's body and just drag him and place him on top while the referee's knocked out, and then he runs off and then 1, 2, 3, Obafemi gets the victory? Or does Cody Rhodes beat Obafemi? It's not going to count because it is his first main roster match and all stuff like that. But again, it's not canon. It's not supposed to really count. It is going to count, but it's not really going to count. it's like just to display who he is. I thought Ricky Saints was really gonna win and face Cody Rhodes because the AEW history and they know each other, even though you're not supposed to know that. Wink, wink on WWE TV. But I thought it was gonna be Ricky Saints. But now that it's Obafemi, this is going to be a hard-hitting match in my opinion. I think Cody Rhodes. The only way Cody Rhodes wins is going to be clean, obviously, because he's the babyface. But the only way Obafemi is going to win is that somebody's going to interfere on his behalf, because I just don't see the company right now taking the NXT champion and pinning the WWE champion. There's nothing wrong with it, obviously not. But I do think this is just a display of Obafemi to the main roster. Again, with the same thing with Javon Evans. Even though he's had a couple of main roster matches, but Obafemi is different because they really view him as he's larger than life, the way he looks. Big personality, a big, strong guy. I do think they'll have Cody Rhodes beat him, but if Obafemi does win, it's going to be due to some outside interference, because I just don't see them having Obafemi win clean. Even though he's supposed to be a babyface as well, I do think that Obafemi will win with outside interference, but I'm going to pick Cody Rhodes in this. The only way Cody Rhodes wins is obviously going to be clean, but Obafemi wins, it'll be because of outside interference. But hopefully we don't get that. Hopefully we just get a great match. Supposedly there's going to be no time limits on this show, so people can just be able to go out there and work. And I'm glad. No commercials because it's on Peacock. We don't have to worry about being on NBC, even though John Cena's last match, I wish it kind of was on NBC, but we get no commercial stuff like that, so it's going to be fine. But I got Cody Rhodes winning against Obafemi. And last but not least, we have John Cena versus Gunther. Singles match. This will be Cena's retirement match. Now, this is very, very tricky because it's in Washington, D.C. Do we have the patriotic symbol of John Cena coming out with red, white, and blue? Do we have John Cena with the American flag versus the, foreign enemy kind of gimmick thing that they always do? Now, a lot of people say that John Cena should win, even though I personally think John Cena is probably going to say, I'm not going over. Let the other guy go over. Now, I'm looking down at Gunther's age, even though he's 38, right? And John Cena, I'm looking at his age, he's 48. So John Cena's 10 years older than him. I do get it that he's only 10 years older than Gunther, which is kind of funny. But Gunther is still kind of viewed as the future for the next 5, 6, 7 years. He'll be on top of the company, which I have no problem with. But a lot of people are wondering, hey, is he really going to win? Is John Cena really going to lose? People don't want him to lose. People didn't want him to lose to Brock Lesnar, which I get the booking from John Cena's explanation. When you look at the Chris Van Vliet interview, he was saying, listen, Brock is coming back. You guys know our history, different things like that. But it's like, especially to start the show, do you have him lose and people's mood be depressed throughout the show because of him losing? Or do you have him main event the show and win to send everybody home happy? So that's kind of like the pickle that you're in, because it's like, man, like, we want John Cena to win his last match. If anybody needs to win their last match, it's John. But does John Cena feel that way? Does he want to put Gunther over? Is Gunther going to be used to retire everybody else? He retired Goldberg already. Is he going to retire people in the future? Obviously, John Cena. Retire AJ Styles. He could retire a CM Punk or whoever it is. Maybe even a Brock Lesnar, which that's the match I wanted with Brock Lesnar and Gunther at WrestleMania. But, unfortunate circumstances didn't lead to that. But now we might get that. So it's like, is Gunther going to be used in the company to retire other wrestlers? So I'm very, very excited for this match. It's hard for me to pick a winner, very, very hard, because it's just tough. Because it's like, I want to see John Cena win, but I know the greater good might be Gunther. And I know John Cena's dad did say, hey, you don't have to have him win, whatever. I know a lot of people turned on Gunther, but he is a great wrestler. And the promo that he cut on Raw saying that John Cena's the greatest of all time, sports entertainer of all time, and I'm going to show John Cena that I'm the best wrestler of all time, which is a great line. Kind of like Daniel Bryan was like, I'm a wrestler, and to The Miz, like, I'm a wrestler, even though it's totally different, two different things. But as an example, I could use not the same thing, but Daniel Bryan to The Miz, oh, you're a good sports entertainer, but I'm a wrestler. And people kind of like, embracing the whole, you're a pro wrestler versus a sports entertainer type of thing. But all in all, I do think Gunther is going to win this match, especially because it's starting the show. I do think Gunther will win. John Cena winning would have to be the company saying, hey, John, you're going to win this match. Red, white, and blue shirt. Last time is now. You're going to go out there and you're going to win. And we're going to start the show off on a happy note. I don't know. This is one of the most difficult matches that you could call, because it's like you just don't know. Like, there's no, it's 50-50. You don't know any definitive of who's going to win. But I'm going to take Gunther just because I think John's going to want to pass, not the torch necessarily, but just to pass on a victory. Let Gunther be the big bad heel, standing tall. He gets out of the ring. John Cena gets a moment to embrace the fans one more time. Or if John Cena does win, he will win. They'll get up, they'll shake hands and embrace each other. Gunther will leave the ring to give John Cena the ring, and then he'll just embrace the fans. But it just depends on what the feeling is going to be in that building. But ultimately, if I really had to pick, I think Gunther's going to take this victory against John Cena, because I think John Cena's going to look in his eyes, hey, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to put him over. It doesn't matter about the age. It's wrestling. They're not wrestling like they was back then, but I do think that Gunther will go over, and I think John Cena will still get his moment before the other matches continue. But it's going to be an emotional night for everybody, especially for myself, because like I said, he debuted on my birthday, so it's kind of like a bittersweet thing. Like, man, he debuted on my birthday, and he's, leaving and different things like that. So I'm excited to see John Cena versus Gunther. It's probably not going to be a long match. They'll probably get their stuff in and be a little bit slow. Gunther's probably going to talk a little trash, but all in all, I'm just excited to see John Cena one final time. I know he's retiring the jorts and the shirt. He's going to come out in suits. He's an ambassador. He signed the new ambassador deal for WWE for the next 5 years. So hopefully we get to see him maybe at WrestleMania, get to make his interest in his suit. Or maybe I think he's advertised for the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. So hopefully we'll get to see John again. But I will like a break in between, just real quick. A break in between. Like if he retires, obviously he's retiring December 13th. But I don't want to see him at the Royal Rumble. I don't want to see him at Elimination Chamber. I don't want to see him anytime before that. It's either at WrestleMania or the night after WrestleMania. To begin the show, it's John Cena. Like, give us a surprise element. But that's what I want out of John Cena. When he retires, get away from the business, go finish, shooting your movies, different things like that. And then when he's ready to come back with the suit on, we'll brace him as that. But it's going to be an emotional night for John Cena and everybody else who's going to be in attendance, and I'm just excited for the show. But let me know in the comment section down below how you guys feel about Saturday night's main event, how you guys feel about the overall show. Should there be more matches added? And if there's another match added, I'll put it down and pin it in the comment section down below to give you my thoughts, just in case if they add another match. You never know. It's only 4 matches. SmackDown still hasn't happened yet, so we'll have to see what's going on. But let me know in the comment section down below how you guys feel. If there's another match, I will add the comment down below and let you guys know who I think is going to win. But let me know how you guys feel about John Cena as well. Did you like the Super Cena? Did you didn't like it? Like all the memories that you have of John Cena, put it in the comment section down below. I'll read all of them and I'll get to all of them. And the last thing I can say before I get to that review, I will be back for that review also to review that Saturday night's main event. The one thing I can say is thank you, John Cena, for everything that you've done for the professional wrestling and that you've done for WWE and making everybody's childhood feel very, very special. Thank you for watching my Saturday night's main event predictions, preview and predictions. Until next time, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe button to the YouTube channel for more great content coming up. Until next time, see you real soon.